Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to talk about the distance away from the golf ball. You are likely standing too far away from the golf ball. I'm going to explain in this video exactly how you're going to figure out where you should be standing, and it's going to give you a golf swing which is just way more repeatable, bringing much more consistency in terms of the results. So the first thing that we need to understand is a movement known as separation. Now this isn't something you have to practice, this is just something that we have to understand very quickly here. Now as I place this one through my belt loop, this one across my shoulders, what you can see is if I just turn my upper body independently away from my lower body, this is known as separation. So when I do this with inside my posture, can you see the way if I allow my upper body to move first, the way it produces an element of tilt of my shoulders? If I turn everything together, can you see the way that there's no tilt that ends up being created? So understanding a separation and then from there a completion of rotation is important for understanding tilt around the shoulder plate, like so. Now, the question would be, what does that have to do with the distance from the golf ball? Well, it has a massive difference, because what happens, you see, is when I get set up to this golf ball here, the first part of addressing the ball is an element of arm lift. Okay, so the way I lift my arms to be able to hold the golf club into this placement like so. Now what happens with most amateur golfers is they don't have that separational move. Most amateur golfers have convinced themselves to turn everything together. So if I turn everything together, you see the way that my head moves. The club gets dragged too far, what would be known as underplay, and this then encourages you to lift your arms unnecessarily. And then your arms get really stuck. And what you'll end up doing is, because you're hitting the golf ball with a sort of flipping action, the flipping action throws the club head out, which then means that you have to stand further away. So you end up like this, quite crouched, and then your head moves like this, and then you end up hitting it like so. And we don't want that. What we want to do is we want to stand up nice and straight. So if I stand up nice and straight and then take a little bit of a bend, see my arms hang down. Now the first thing that happens when I come to grip the club is I lift my arms. I lift my arms slightly in front of me, okay, in a comfortable position, so see the way my arms are still hanging down pretty vertically, nice and comfortable, like so. And that's my first little bit of arm lift. Now, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to do that exercise where I turn my upper body, okay, in that first move, and we're going to practice that takeaway move. Okay, now you can see the way if I do that, my arms go a little bit behind me, so you need a little bit of arm lift to get the club on plane in that first move. From here, if I now continue that turn on, again, I need a little bit more arm lift to get my left arm through my shoulder line into a perfect backswing position. And from this position, you can just allow your arms to straighten, allow them to release as you turn through, and I promise you the results are going to be amazing. So what you'll often find is as I work with students, what I often find is that once they understand the sequence of the backswing position, they understand that really your arms do lift, but they don't lift anywhere near as much as you think. You'll start to notice the way you'll be more comfortable standing slightly closer to the golf ball. And the reason for that is because you'll understand that it's all about sequence. And that way, you're going to be able to feel your arms can stay more connected to you by standing closer, as opposed to moving unnecessarily with sort of octopus arms. So work on it. I would suggest to work on it in a sequencing drill. Do it exactly like I did earlier. Take it back, up to the top, down and through. The results will be brilliant, I promise you. I'll see you soon.